Good evening, good afternoon, and good morning. I'm Brismelin, and today we're back with some more Moonlighter. Yes, we are indeed. So, what is the plan now? We kind of got most of the normal stuff done, but we need to kind of get to the next stage, right? And let's go back and dump everything we need to dump first. So, the plan, the next stage, the thing I need to do to turn around and actually do these things. That is what I have to worry about. We'll take those potions, and we should get some other ones as well. So, my plan is to try, hopefully try, to actually push down the boss. Because that's what I would like to do. Right? The issue I currently have is can I do it? So, I'm going to spend a fair amount of money on potions. So I will get a full heal out of those potions every single time, right? Probably a little excessive, because I probably could have saved and built stuff and done whatever I need to do, rather than doing what I'm doing now. But I've got some cheap potions, I've got 10 of them. We don't really care about resources. That is kind of the thing we will not worry about for now, anyway. And we're just gonna see how far I can get, and if I can defeat that boss. That is the plan. At least in theory, right? We'll still do the usual stuff for, like, collect some resources, things like that as well. But the main thing I want to be focusing on is... Oh, really? Like, straight away mimic. There you go, have fun with that. Ooh, drop down here, let's drop down. What have we got? Some decent resources. There we go. But yeah. That is what I'm looking for. Yeah, we're not collecting those resources anyway. But how are we all doing? I mean, just kind of chilling out, relaxing a little bit. Been back at work, which has been nice, and got some personal stuff I've got to sort out now as well, just with sort of family events and things. So that is on my priority list to get done, plus a haircut. I was meant to do it before and then never did, so yeah, it's kind of been left by the wayside, shall we? Which is embarrassing to say, I will say that much. It's not why my hair is long, it's just long for me. Right? It's probably the most annoying thing I end up having to do is get the haircut done. Because for me it's finding the time, right? Like, that's the issue I always have with stuff like that. It's, where can I find the time to do all these things? Yeah? You go there, you can be dropped in there. We're just getting rid of all the stuff that I don't care about. Basically, stuff that's stack and stuff that I believe is cheap. Cool. Went the wrong way again, which is, you know, standard in any sort of place that requires me to know my directions. Doesn't ever seem to make a difference, though. So with this, the choices we'll make is we'll either push our way all the way to the bottom, and then create a portal we can come back to. So we're like right outside the boss door, with all the potions we have in hand. Or, if we're on good terms and we don't need to do that, we can jump straight into the boss, in theory. Heal up here, so we'll just jump in. There we go, collect his resources. But yeah, kind of looking forward to the weekend, although don't know if I got much to do to get on with, which is kind of a little bit. It's nice to see I got a few people interacting with me in the chat, the comments and stuff. You know, I try and keep like a variety of content on the channel because I like playing different games, for one, and two, I think it helps me kind of just relax a little bit more after the whole debacle with just playing a lot, and I mean a lot of Hearthstone back in the day, which has now become a point of which I'm like, I don't really enjoy Hearthstone anymore. It's not like I don't enjoy Hearthstone. Like at some point I want to try picking it back up again. The issue is now it's that kind of I've been out. I've not been playing it for long enough now that it's going to be very difficult for me to get back into the game, right? Like, even if I were to get everything, all the new cards and stuff like that, I'm so behind in the sense of, like, you know, time investment that I can't really afford to kind of spend that time playing that game consistently every day. Which is a shame, because I was going to try and, like, get, like, a, you know, a run to Legend, which I never really did, but again, that's all just time investment. It's not actually, like, any skill level into it. No, not dismissing people that have got to Legend, well done. I mean, you must have sunk a few dozen hours into doing that. And to be honest, as I will always say, I felt like I got no reward out of doing so, which is the bigger issue. At least not, like, consistently anymore. I think that was the straw that broke the camel's back, shall we say, right? No. Potion. Nice. It's kind of weird when you think about it when I say it like that, right? But it is kind of the point of which I end up being like, yeah, that's kind of annoying. Right? Like, nothing against Game of Hearts, and I actually loved it, but it got to the point where it was just kind of stale. That's probably me being mean to the game. Like, 100% it's me being mean to the game. Like, there's no doubt about that. Send those away. That is grand. But, you know, it's the same reason why I stopped playing a lot of other games, though. Not because, like, I didn't enjoy them, but the time investment after a while becomes kind of ridiculous, right? But then, like, other games that require that time investment won't... essentially won't kind of consume everything else. and this is kind of what I get really annoyed with, like, the online multiplayer games, especially, is, like, with the constant updates and stuff like that, they're not bad necessarily, but they become drop off that. They become a gatekeeping tool in the game itself, right? So, kind of what I mean, or I specify that, is that now I've kind of been out of Hearthstone, I won't want to ever really get back into it, because it'll just be a time sink no more, and being further behind, or I've got to put in more time to get the free stuff that I want, or, on the other side of stuff, it'll be money I end up having to spend just to catch up with the new latest set, which is something I don't really want to do. So, when you end up putting stuff like that, it's kind of like, yeah, I guess I can kind of see why you wouldn't end up playing it. Now, this is kind of in contrast to other games, shall we say. If I want to, like, pick examples of games where I may pick them back up again. It's stuff like Genshin Impact or Honkai Star Rail. For those, I just, my time investment hasn't been for nothing. So if I ever do think to myself, oh, you know what, I want to see what's happening, what's going on, see, what is out there again, I can just pick the game up and do that. It is not a detriment for me to do so, right? Because I haven't played, I won't miss anything, essentially. Which is kind of the nice thing about games like that. Like, yeah, they've released a bunch of content and patches, but that means I've just got more to play through. And I think that's kind of the issue that you end up having, is there's no catch-up mechanic for these games that you end up spending literally years playing. And then when you do stop playing it for, like, whatever reason, like, you get older, life changes, you're doing other things, you don't have access to do that stuff, lose the value of the time. It's a very simple thing that ends up happening, but, like, suddenly that year's worth of effort you put into a game suddenly just doesn't exist anymore. And I would love to see a game that kind of respected the time I put into it without having to have a content patch which made everything I did, like, last season completely pointless. Or if it's not last season, like 4 seasons ago. Right? Like, Hearthstone almost had me with, thank you, I'll take the gloves, but I probably won't use them. Or will I? Are they stronger than the ones I currently have? They kinda are. Yeah. So, yeah, it's kind of a hard... It's not really a hard decision, it's gonna be like... Oh, Jamie, do you want to play Hearthstone again? I'm like, like, what's new? Is there any point in me playing it? Like, oh, they released some new cool updates and brilliant combos and stuff. Oh, cool, that sounds amazing, but... Like, do I get those cards for free? No, I don't get them for free. I guess I'll miss it. And then that is pretty much going to be the discussion I'll end up having at some point with someone. Do I miss playing it? Of course I do. I love my strategy games and stuff. You know. I am not a complete moron when it comes to stuff like that. But I said, you know, those sort of things just are kind of... Yeah, is the answer to that, in my opinion. It's weird to say it about a gacha game where I can just kind of leave, and because it's all single player, it doesn't matter if I have left, my time investment is still the same, and it hasn't impacted me negatively. Like, yes, I'll miss character rotations on stuff like that, which would be a shame, but it's not like that's turned into a negative, right? Like, the time I've invested into it and spent in there is actually still available for me to use. Okay. Switch over to big potions. And I guess... let's go. The Golem King. Hello. So, it is kind of a debate in my mind, right? Really 25 each time. We'll drink a potion here. So yeah, I'm kind of on the on the fence on the idea of, like, you know, is this fair? Is it good? Is it, you know? Is it kind of like what I'm expecting it to be, right? Launching a potion. So, I mean, we'll tank through all this stuff. There we go. Nicely done. We get a key, we'll get the resources. We get to have the chest. Push around the eye. There we go, the first focus of the game, which was defeat the boss. Ooh, what's the ring we got here? I do not know. Put it in there, and I always get to see it, and I do. Boost the ring that boosts the owner's health, but also adds the weight of a golem to the wearer. So a health boost, basically. Delightful. Delightful indeed. Cheap stuff can go. That can go. That's only got one. Those are pretty useful. I want to sell potions. Potions are actually, like, somewhat good. That can go, that can go, and that. Oh, no. No, I can still get the stuff in the chest right here. Okay. But yeah, I mean, I might nitpick on stuff like that a lot, but it is kind of important, especially to me now, where it's like I don't really have as much time as I would like to play all these games. Oh my sword and shield went back to home, didn't it? Small panic, small panic. And like having a game that's constantly updating is nice, but I need to be able to get back to that point if I end up dropping in and out of it, right? Like, that's the big issue for me. It's the old man. It was you, wasn't it, Will? The ones who defeated the Golem King. Boy, you put yourself in unnecessary danger. A lock on the door opened. Maybe Pete was onto something. Regardless, just leave it. Door isn't worth your life, boy. Pete didn't heed our warnings and, well, due to the buzz of your heroics creating town, has decided to reopen the forest dungeon. Oh, cool. With the Golem King dead by your hands, now's a great time to focus on Moonlighter. Take advantage of the momentum to expand the shop a little bit. Show available contractors. A somewhat strange traveller is looking to set up a shop in town as well. He specialises in crafting odd ornaments and such. Can make for some great decorations once you expand. And finally, Andre over there at the Vulcan's Forge brings some new gear. He predicts an influx of materials from the forest dungeon to occur, as he will become more brazen due to your recent actions. Boy. Go there, see what you can offer. I won't have your demise on my shoulders, boy. He was Kratos before Kratos became a dad. That's hilarious. I mean, for the second time. So we should be able to like upgrade a bunch of stuff, do all the things, and yeah, which will be nice. We've got this upgrade we can now get as well, so we'll look at doing that at some point. But for now, I guess we should try and sell my spoils. Mightn't we? Oh yeah, you can read this. So yeah, 1 dungeon down, 3 more to go. Oh, there you are, Sword and Shield. I have missed you. You are the perfect balanced weapon, jack of all trades. There is no greater sense in the world than the Sword and Shield. I am a man of culture, you see. I don't know what it is, I really don't, but like every single game I ever played, then they always put the Sword and Shield in there. Like, it is the jack of all trades. It's probably like one of the most average weapons you'll ever get across anything. And yet, people always underestimate like its capability of like what you can actually get away with a Sword and Shield. Like, oh, it doesn't do loads of damage. Like, yeah, but you get the chance to block, parry. You also do okay damage, and in some cases you get extra bonuses just for equipping it for no particular reason. Like, you have like decent mobility and all that stuff. I mean, even in Monster Hunter, you get to use items with no downside. On a game that pretty much relies on you using items. Right? Like, it baffles me that people see that as a downside. Ooh, they like wanted at the moment. Apparently so. I guess all the items are, like, in good spirits, I assume, because of my recent escapades. Is that what it is? But it is interesting, I will admit. Sorry, quick pause there to answer my phone. As always, you know, no one calls me until I start recording. I say it is something where I'm probably becoming more aware of my voice with the fact that I've done recordings for so long now. And also how my pronunciation of words comes across on a microphone. Especially now I've done more messing around with like the actual voice settings and stuff, and the sound settings. Like, it's not a bad thing to be more aware of it, because I do kind of tend to mumble my words. You know, a fair amount, I'm not going to deny that. Like, essentially, my brain is 2 steps ahead of where my body will be. So my reaction ends up being later, and I'll smush words together and be like, yeah, that sounded normal to me, because my brain has already processed everything and gone, send the command, and then my body's gone, oh, wait, what did you say like 2 seconds ago? I need to know what to say. Which is mighty hilarious. Ooh, that's like 2.5, so I guess this is 2,000 then? We'll see. But yeah, it's kind of it is kind of on the interesting side for me, right? I mean, when I was younger, I suffered a lisp, well, like a stutter, quite badly, and pronunciation of words was very difficult. And funny enough, there was a lot of American sitcom shows early in the morning on Channel 4, which I ended up used to watching quite a lot of. You know, like Everybody Loves Raymond was one. I think there was one that was about like a beauty magazine or fashion magazine one, which I watched a lot of that as well. And I picked up a lot of how I speak in some cases, or how I should pronounce words from shows like that, which was probably not a smart idea at the time. But when it's kind of all you have, it's exactly what you're working with, right? So that's what I ended up doing. I just basically just kept doing that on repeat until I kind of didn't stutter as much anymore. It took a very long time, like, not denying that. That and also watching a lot of Countdown after school. Man, I loved that show. No idea why I loved it. I always just liked the numbers. And actually learning letters helped my linguistic skills and my spelling a little bit. God, I always say, is English being my first language, I am absolutely terrible at it. It is an awkward debate. Come to someone and say, oh, you speak English really well. And like, they go, oh, thank you, yeah, I come from so-and-so. I'm like, yeah, but you speak it better than me. Nah, it's always so funny. Always funny. Let's take all these, we get a few more extras out. But yeah, I'm kind of I've always been like that, where it's just like I've struggled with all sorts of different things. Some of the bigger ones have always been 300 was really cheap on that. So I guess you're like 500 then. No, I'll go 4. No, everyone's left now. That's fine. Not bad for a day's earnings. We defeated a boss, we saw lots of stuff, and now we've got a new zone to go through. So, you know, I hate to love you and leave you on that note, but that is what I will do, because I'm annoying. But yeah, next time I guess we'll go and start exploring the forest dungeon and seeing what we can pick up from there. Again, if you do enjoy these videos, do leave a like, subscribe to see more, and I'll see you all in the next one. Take care.